We are here with Dirk the Rabbit. That's how we know you, really. Dirk from Rabbit, Dirk the Rabbit. So on Twitter, you're Dirk the Rabbit, right?
I am.
So tell me about your agency.
Our agency. Well, the agency's 2 months old, and we do sort of a mixture of online PR, social media management. We do content creation and development. I guess we match up both sides of what a digital agency does. So we create content, and then what an online PR agency does, we get it exploited and heard about as well.
London-based.
London-based, that's right.
And you guys come. The whole PR angle brings up a unique question, because everybody's always asking social media, where does it belong? On the marketing side, on the PR side, on the advertising side, and you're a little bit of everything. How would you respond to that?
Yeah, I guess we sort of cover a lot of those gaps, and I think that one of the things is that a lot of marketing agencies have sort of cottoned onto the fact that that the social media light bulbs is kind of going on into marketing directors, marketing managers' heads, and so everyone sort of wants a piece of the action. So if you sort of go to an interagency meeting these days, sort of you get the ad agency and the direct mail agency and the sales promotion agency and the PR agency and the web design agency, who will all kind of be saying, yeah, we do social media and we can do that. So there's sort of it's everyone's nobodies from that point of view.
And on that note, what would you say to a marketer who's shopping for an agency, shopping for a social media agency? What should I, as a marketer, look for in an agency?
Right. Well, I guess one of the questions that's always asked in the sector is that do you need a kind of a specialist agency? Because obviously there are a lot of shops like ours which only operate like in the online space and do online comms. And my answer to that is usually you don't need a specialist agency, you need specialists. Because I think that what would be wrong is if you take an agency on and they kind of wheel out someone who they call a sort of our social media manager or whatnot, and it's just really a bit of window dressing, because you can't just take if you take public relations, for example, you can't just take offline practices and transplant them online wholesale. I mean, sure, you still need a good idea, but you also need to know, ways to execute things online. So, so you need to know social media etiquette. You need to know the speed at which things move. You need to know how to seed things. You need to know, what happens when things go wrong. You need to know the various tools at your disposal, and you have to have an understanding of numbers and metrics as well. And it just so happens, I mean, I'm obviously biased, that a lot of these skills, if you need specialists, a lot of these specialists are to be found in specialist agencies, and that's where a lot of the sort of the creative and ideas development is taking place at the moment. Okay,
so you have a great command of all of those buzzwords and able to sell yourself. But
sure.
I'm a marketer.
Yep.
I'm new to this entire world of social media. What do I look for? Like, how do I know that you're a worthwhile agency versus the other guy that's saying the same thing?
I'll tell you what a recent client of ours did. Is you Google the individual members of the team, and they did that to myself, and they did that to Louise, who's Rabbit's number 2, sort of to find out whether we actually had. Whether we sort of walk the talk, and whether we personally had a profile that kind of matched what we were talking about. We did. Some of the other agencies, some of the people who sort of came up, that they kind of talked a good game, but if you Google them and you just sort of found out there was nothing really to sort of back up any of their claims.
Google knows everything.
Google does
the answer to everything. You'd call yourself a small agency?
Indeed.
Okay. Small agency, big agency. How does a marketer make that choice? Because it's not all about it's not all about price.
No, it's not.
Right.
I think it's about people at the end of the day, and you have to be you have to feel happy with the people that you've got, and after that, I guess it doesn't really matter.
People and expertise.
People and expertise, yeah.
What are you working on that you're really excited about?
Because we're brand new, I guess we don't have that many case studies to show for ourselves at the moment. But we're working for a low fares airline in the UK called BMI Baby, which is a bit like JetBlue, sort of Southwest Airlines here. We're working for a large insurance company called More Than, they sell insurance online. And then we're working for a charity called Practical Action, and we've got a really exciting project coming up for them on the 27th of March. Watch this space.
And what tool is it that you're most excited about, or that you found more useful than anything else recently? Come to mind?
A lot of what we have to do is kind of like data analytics and sort of sentiment analysis, and we put about a dozen different tools through the mixture. And the one that we've actually used, I know a lot of people use Radiant 6, but we've gone for Scout Labs instead. And out of the ones that are out there, is the one that we've kind of found meets our needs the most.
What's next at South by Southwest for you?
Well, Unfortunately, I've got to go home tomorrow night because I'm speaking at something called the grandly titled Social Media World Forum on Tuesday about sort of the newspapers and the future of print in the online world and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's what's next for me.
And how do we find you on the internet?
Well, like my client did, you can Google me sort of under Dirk Singer, and a lot of results. Having an unusual name does help, I must admit. A whole lot of results come up, or you can follow me on Twitter under Dirk the Rabbit.
Awesome. Dirk the Rabbit on Bran Flakes for breakfast.